So today we're going to be looking at the concept of the psychology of manipulation. What you should know about manipulation in the dating game, the relationship, and in the game of marriage, in the game or union of marriage. What dating is, how manipulation happens in dating, and how both parties are actually affected. So in the first place, we have to define what is manipulation. Okay, so our dictionary has this to say: manipulation, the act of manipulating someone in a clever or unscrupulous way. Let's go with for further definition. Okay, so manipulation, English meaning Cambridge, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, it say controlling someone or something to your own advantage, often unfairly or dishonestly. Then you look at the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It say manipulate, to treat or to operate with or as if with the hands or by mechanical means, especially in a skillful manner. Then, according to WebMD, say manipulation is the useful of harmful influence over others. So, looking at the concept of manipulation, from one thing is unique about these several definition that we actually have here about manipulation and how it actually works against the victim. What is one thing that stands out in the definition? That single thing that stands out in the definition of manipulation is dishonesty. You are doing it, that is, you are not doing it with truth. One. Then two, you are doing it to your own advantage. Then three, you are likely doing it against another person in a very skillful manner, in such a way that whoever you are doing it against may not actually know that you are doing such. So let's look at some of the things some of the psychology of manipulation that is being used in relationship, in marriage, or even in our day-to-day activity. But let's just regulate it or limit it to relationship. Number one is gaslighting. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting makes you to doubt your reality, your memory, or your perception. They deny incidents for somebody to be gaslighting you now. They deny incidents that happen and claim that such things didn't happen. For instance, when somebody wants to gaslight you, let's assume you called him on phone and he told you a particular thing. For that person to gaslight you, it means he will tell you that he called me on phone. He said, no, that's not true. He said it seems as if you are thinking that you called me on phone, but you didn't actually call me on phone. Look at my phone. Maybe he can even clear his call history and tell you that, look at my phone. I'm not sure any of such conversation did exist between me and you. It could just be that maybe you are thinking that maybe a previous call that we had a long time ago, maybe you are mistaking it for this particular one that you are talking about. None of such actually happened. So here is what you should do when the game of gaslighting is being used against you, either in relationship or in marriage. Now, number one that you should do is this. The first thing is you should do is to trust yourself and stay calm, especially if you are very conscious that that particular thing that the person is trying to claim that did not happen, especially if you are very firm that it happened. Just stay calm. Then two, trust yourself and stay calm. Then two, allow yourself to leave the conversation immediately. That means do not bother arguing with them to defend yourself that the thing happened, that such conversation happened, such incident happened or not. Because if you do that, remember that before they started that particular conversation, they already had the various means or the various tool that they will use to counter every reply that you will give to them as a way of as a kind of a buffer to themselves. So they already have that in mind, prepared, anticipating any kind of question that you're going to ask them. Then they will use such to counter the question that you will ask to them. So it's the reason why you should be very careful, trust yourself, stay calm, and deliberately walk away from such conversation almost immediately. So that's for number one in the game, the psychology of manipulation in relationship and marriage. Then number two psychology that is being used in manipulation is raising of voice. You see, somebody, as a way of manipulating you, when they want to communicate a particular thing to you without you, they do not want you to know, is that they will raise their voice. They raise their voice at you. This raising of voice is not for any other reason. It's so that they can actually manipulate you, so that they can control you. And this is what they will do. This is how they do it. When they raise the voice, they do not want you to believe that they are raising their voice. It's a raising the voice. Raising of voice is a common form of aggressive manipulation. It might make you get scared and even give them what they want. Before they will tell you that they are not raising their voice, it is when you ask them, why are you raising your voice? That's when they will actually tell you that they never raised their voice, but they will tell you, but they just did it. They just raised their voice at you, and it will be loud enough in such a way that if you are not strong enough, you will give in to whatever desire, whatever request that they actually made initially. If you are not strong enough, you actually give in to such requests that they initially made. So here's what to do when somebody raises their voice at you and they assume that it was not loud, or they assume that they didn't raise their voice. This is what you should do. In every of the manipulation, staying calm is the first thing they can actually do. When you stay calm, while you are staying calm, what you're doing is you're actually processing the next best line of action that you can actually take to counter such process, or to counter whatever thing that they're actually saying, or whatever action that they took. Then two, put forth your point clearly. That means tell them that, listen, stop shouting, stop raising your voice. Bring down your voice and talk to me. Tell them that you are not a deaf, you are not a dumb person, that you can hear, that your ears are what? That your ears are working. Tell them to put their point, put forth their point clearly, and not by raising their voice. So that's number two on the psychology of manipulation in relationship, dating, and marriage. Then number three is that they push you to speak first. You see, when you are being pushed to speak first, it's most likely an indication that they want you to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, those will not be the point that they will hold on to. So by speaking first, you set a baseline. They then look for your weakness and evaluate your strength. That's the limitation of you speaking first. So it now looks as if you initiated the conversation. So while you are saying all of those things, they'll be pinpointing your weakness on their own, and that is what they will use to counter you in the communication. Because by such, they've weighed your strength, your initial strength, as well as your weakness, and they will use that to counter you. To do in such a case, don't, if you must speak first, do not over talk and do not overshare. That means do not give too much details to whoever that is requesting that you should talk first, and ask question in return to understand the opposite person's perspective. For instance, share a little and ask the person question, possibly on the same concept that you have just talked about now. Ask them question, tell them to tell you about this particular, tell them to tell you their own point of view about that particular concept. And with such, you will discover that you actually save yourself a lot, and by them sharing from their own part, then you can now gradually be in control of the relationship. But do not overshare, and neither should you overtalk. And ask questions as often as you can to get the conversation to be on both sides. Number 4 is negative humor. Now, negative humor it involves the use of sarcasm and disguised jokes to criticize and make you feel inferior. You see, your partner, either your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, or your wife, can use this as a way of mocking you. Use sarcasm and disguised jokes to criticize and make you feel inferior. For instance, somebody can just say, "Look at your big head, like the map of Europe or the map of Africa." So by such, he's using disguised jokes. He does not want to insult you directly that you have a shapeless head or you have a very funny shape of head. He's using disguised jokes and sarcasm as a way of criticizing you and making you feel inferior. That's what he or she is actually doing at that particular moment. Now, let me say sarcasm is maybe you ask a particular question, instead of the person to give you the kind of response that he or she was supposed to give you, he'll give you a response that will actually that will get you angry, or a response that does not actually correlate with the question that you actually asked him or her positively. So that's another way that sarcasm actually works as a way of negative humor in the game of psychology of manipulation in relationship, dating relationship, and marriage. Here's what you should do: ignore the sarcasm and be confident in yourself. Smile and distract them by shifting the focus. Now, remember that the only way that you can actually bring them out of that environment is by, channeling their attention away. Because when you respond to this sarcasm, as well as you respond to the disguised jokes that they're criticizing you and making you feel inferior, you are telling them that what they are saying now is important. That means you are giving them authority to speak more. However, I'm not saying that you should take such jokes lightly. Such jokes, you can actually further process them. You can shun them. After you shun them, you don't talk about it again. Then you shift the focus of the conversation, distract them, and be confident in yourself, and move on to a different topic. Then number 5. The next is love bombing. You see, what's love bombing? Love bombing is if sudden showering you with love. They shower you with love, affection, and compliment early to win you over. You see, why they see that they want to win you over? Their plan of winning you over is so that they can be in full control over you at that particular time. So it's the reason why they want to win you over to their own side. So with constant showering of love, you see, there is a saying that when that gifts, I think it's even in the Bible that gifts blinded the eyes. If I'm not mistaken, that gift blinded what the eyes. So when they start showering you with gift, giving you attention, calling you as often than you least expected, messaging you often, uh, checking up on you, sending you SMS, stuffs like that, you will be gradually carried away, and by such you will gradually be controlling you unknowingly. And maybe things that you are not ordinarily supposed to do, before you will do them, you will not know that you are about doing such things. So as a way to ensure that you are not being manipulated, when you see this kind of thing, somebody giving you, he gave you gift today, before the week runs out, he gives you a second gift. By next week, he's another one. He's sending you messages, calling you every now and then to check up on you, how asking you questions, how is work, how is business, how is family, stuff like that. He's love bombing you. So for you not to fall, take things slowly. Trust actions over words. Don't just fall for their words. See if their feelings develop naturally by taking things slowly. So, for instance, maybe they tell you that they are bringing a particular package. Maybe it's a gift for you today. As a way of taking things slowly, you can tell them that maybe you are not at home, or you won't be at home, that maybe you went for something out of town, and it will take you a little while before you return to town. Maybe it will take you some days. So by that duration now, it will help you to actually take things slowly, for you to be able to think about some on your own, to process what they are up to with whatever gift that they have actually given to you. And not only that, with this, you processing all of this, it now helps you to, it also slows them down on their own side, in such a way that they have actually had a timeline, such that if I start giving this person gift for this duration of time, after this duration of time, then I will start carrying on my action on him or her. So that's how you can actually what? That's how you can actually slow things down and reflect on your action, and halt the time frame, that is, put it to a gradual stop, or slow the process down, so that they do not take the intended actions they have on you when they actually planned it. So you can use that to interrupt the whole process. So you can do that. The next item is guilt tripping. Why is that they will guilt trip you? They remind you of past mistakes to make you feel indebted and obligated to for you to help them. I think this game is mostly played by women against men, such as reminding their man how their man did hurt them in the past. So when you are reminded by such, you on your own as the man, you feel as if you are indebted to them, and you are obligated to help them. This also works with the game of the game of blackmail as well. In fact, this is stronger with the game of blackmail. For instance, maybe they caught you doing a particular thing which was not too good, or which was not good or not too good, and as a way, they will tell you that I will help you. I'll help you. That's what they will tell you. And as a way of them helping you, they will tell you that I won't tell anybody. Just it will be a secret between the both of us. But whenever when they want to unravel this guilt tripping, they will tell you that, remember, you did this the other time. I didn't say anything. Remember, I have this confidential information with me. Don't get me annoyed. So they want to control you. They want you to do a particular thing for them. So that's the reason why they are doing that particular thing. Remember, the game is to control you to their will, with dishonesty and to your own advantage. That for you to scale through past this is acknowledge your past and be firm. Acknowledge your past and be firm, and don't be afraid to say no to whatever thing you're actually being told. Don't be afraid to say no to whatever thing that actually was telling you to do for them. Tell them that no, I won't do this. I won't do that. So that's for guilt tripping. The next item is playing the victim card. I think I've talked about this playing the victim card, but I'll still elaborate on it today. Playing the victim card, they guilt trip you with their bad luck to get sympathy and help. You see, somebody can come and meet you and say, listen, I told you to help me with this amount of money and you refused helping me because the fact that you didn't help me with this amount of money, I lost this, I lost that, and now I'm in this trouble, I'm in this mess, and stuffs like that. When such happens, nothing else that she's looking for pity from you. He or she is looking for pity from you. So by the fact that she used you now, she's putting a particular failure. Instead of her accepting the responsibility that she was the one that failed, she's now pushing the failure to you. So you now, if you're not firm enough, you will not believe that you were actually the cause of his or her failure. And you'll be what? You'll be sad, and you will not be happy with yourself. So to not create problems for yourself and not to run into unnecessary issues during this particular scenario is show empathy towards their situation. Remember, empathy is different from sympathy. Show empathy towards them and help them when you are able to without feeling pressured. That means if you can give them $1 and you are not feeling pressured while giving them that $1, do it. But if you are feeling pressure while giving them that particular $1, please do not do it. Then you should also understand that you are not obligated to helping them every time. It's their own life. If you didn't help them, it is because maybe it was not in your capacity to help them, and how that does not translate to you being the cause of their failure that emanated, that they are trying to actually point out to shifting the blame to you. So actually know this and do not put yourself in a tight corner and becoming the victim of the sinner and becoming the one who actually would be feeling pity for yourself or be unhappy with yourself on their behalf. So let them bear their burden and let them carry their cross. The next item on the list is financial abuse. Financial abuse in this says that they control your finance by limiting your access to money, making you feel financially dependent on them. You see, your girlfriend can use this against you. Your boyfriend can also use this against you. Maybe you have a particular amount of money, and because he or she wants to be in control, she wants to control you financially, she can, before the beginning of this time, she can tell you that, okay, let's open a joint account, let's invest in this business, let's do this, let's do that. And why he or she is saying all this, it's not true. He or she is not investing in any business. He just wants to collect that money from you as a way of him or her in the future being in control of your finance, so that you do not take financial decision without him or her knowing. You understand? So this is how such kind of things actually what happens. It may even go as far as them being in charge of your debit card as well as your credit card. You understand? So this is how it works, or even them being in charge of your checkbook or your check. So this is how these things actually works. To manage this effectively, seek help and secure financial independence as well as end the what? The exploitation. However, seeking financial independence is the biggest way to go through all legal means to get yourself a legal independence, a financial independence rather. The next item, I think is number 10, if I'm not mistaken, is feigning ignorance. Feigning ignorance. He said they forget responsibility or claim ignorance to avoid blame. Let's assume that maybe your girlfriend, she was supposed to cook and she didn't cook. You came back and you ask her, why didn't you cook? Why didn't you take care of the house? You were at home all day. Why didn't you cook? And she begins to tell you, I forgot to cook. Or they will tell you that I don't know, I don't cook. They will tell you that I don't cook. In my past relationships, I've never cooked. In fact, I don't cook. You understand? So they are using, they forget their responsibility, or they claim ignorance as a way to avoid blame. You understand? They claim either ignorance, or they claim that they forgot about their responsibility as a way of them avoiding blame. Because if you ask her what she was doing all through the day that made her not to cook, she has no good reason to give to you. So as a way of shying away from that particular responsibility and avoiding blame, she would tell you that I forgot. She'll tell you that I forgot, or I don't cook in relationship, or I do not cook as an individual. I've been buying food all my life, or my past relationship, my boyfriend is the one who cooks, or he buys food for us to eat. So these are the kind of responses that she might come up with. Now, what is what you should do? Play dumb and call out their behavior and set clear expectation. That is, tell them that this behavior is bad and tell them what you expect from them. Don't argue with them. Tell them that this your behavior is bad. You not cooking as a woman is bad. I expect you to be cooking. I expect you to be taking care of the home. That is what I expect from you. And if they cannot play by your rules, you tell them that if you cannot play by the rule, be ready for us to end things. And you're the man on your own side. If you are the one being manipulated, be ready to count your losses. Do not be afraid of any woman walking away out of any woman, going away. You understand? She must play by a rule. You are the one who set the rule of the game. Then the next is projection. What is projection? Is they accuse you of their flaws and their mistakes. I think this is similar to gaslighting. However, this is they claim that whatever mistakes that they actually made, or whatever errors that they actually made, you are the one that's responsible. Let's use this in the case of cooking that we just talked about now as a case study. They can tell you that I didn't cook. I didn't cook simply because while we were leaving home for work, you never told me that I should cook. So why should I cook? You understand? So as a way of them not acknowledging their own flaws and mistakes, they want to what? They want to accuse you that you are the one who is responsible for the flaws and the mistakes that they made. Or there was water on the floor and somebody came in, a stranger or maybe a visitor came in not knowing that, and it slid the person, and the person fell on the floor. Instead of her addressing the situation, she will tell you that you didn't tell her that somebody was coming to visit either you or visit her. Hence, the reason why she didn't take note of that water that was actually poured on the floor. So she's accusing you of her flaws and the mistake and her own mistakes. So that's how projection actually was. She's projecting her mistakes and her flaws. She's projecting it on you. And to actually subvert this kind of manipulation, you stay calm, acknowledge your mistakes, if at all you contributed any, and move the conversation forward and putting them in their own place, telling them that this is your flaws, this is your what, this is your mistake. You don't push your mistakes, you don't push them to me. Accept your mistakes and take responsibility for them, and not the other way around. So that's how you can actually what, manage such kind of situation. So these are just a few of the various tool or weapon that are being used in of weapon of manipulation that are being used in relationship, in dating, and in marriage. So understanding this will actually save you a lot of things in your dating game and in your relationship game, as well as in your home. It's even applicable to your business place, that if you understand how this thing works, nobody can manipulate you in the business world or in the open world anyhow. You will know what they are doing and how you can actually counter it, or how best you should respond to such a scenario when they are arising gradually. So guys, this is Deficit Podcast. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Rumble, on Instagram, as well as on X. And I'll catch up with you next time. And I am Moses. Bye.